I'm Joshua Miller. I'm 4 years old.
Joshua has faced more challenges in his young life than most ever will. Diagnosed before birth with the rare genetic condition wernomesomelic dysplasia with Hirschsprung's left him without tibias. Doctors and JJ's parents were left with the choice to amputate his legs at the age of 1.5 so he could learn to walk with prosthetics and hopefully lead a normal life. The road to walking is not easy for anyone who has lost their limbs. For Joshua, he has met with a series of challenges and numerous doctor's appointments.
But it took weeks and weeks and weeks for him to get upright and actually get on those legs. We tried to keep him off of them to heal. And then he wore initially some prosthetics that are called stubbies. They're like little straight legs. They went right over the legs, kind of the same length as the liners. And we would start practicing with a walker and having him walk with a walker. And that took so many months. And we'd start off a few minutes a day to 10 minutes to 15 minutes, a half hour to an hour.
After months of patience and determination, Joshua was able to receive a pair of articulating or joint prosthetics, which allowed Joshua to move and play just like any other child on a jungle gym. For most, getting used to these prosthetics can take years, but at only 4 years old, Joshua is already on his way to becoming a pro.
Once he was to a point that he was tall enough to switch to the bending legs, we started practicing with those. And he actually has to step off the toe, push on the front of the toe to release the knee, which I call braking, but to release the knee and make it bend. Then he has to kick it out, straighten it, lock it, step it down, and shift his weight. So it takes a lot of work, a lot of balance.
But Joshua's hereditary disorder wasn't the only obstacle he faced. He has a double outlet right ventricle, a heart condition doctors had to operate on when Joshua was just 7 weeks old, an event his mother recalls all too well.
And we went in and he came through the surgery just fine, and they had extubated him, which is taking the tube out. And the following day he had, his heart rate had dropped, and the doctors and nurses performed CPR on him. And so we were told about that because they had us out of the room at the time. And then later on they had us out of the room again, and they came to get us and said, you know, we've been doing CPR on your son for 25 minutes. And we were in shock. We weren't expecting it. And we were taking in, thinking that he was stabilized, and actually they were still performing CPR on him. And so then we realized, you know, that they thought maybe he wasn't going to make it, and we were there to say goodbye.
I had the opportunity to visit with Joshua and ask him about his procedures.
8 surgeries when I was a baby.
8 surgeries. Do you know what all of those surgeries were for? Or can you tell me what some of those surgeries were for?
One of them I almost died.
You almost died? Why did you almost die? What happened?
On the heart one.
So have you had an open heart surgery?
Yeah.
Was that scary for you? 2 open heart surgeries? I bet your mama must have been very scared. It's a scary thing.
Parent, you know, your heart just drops. But we weren't expecting it, so there was nothing we could do to prepare. We just had to take it as it came, and we had the support there of the hospital and family and friends that were praying for us, and we just took one day at a time.
Despite all that Joshua has been through and continues to go through, he remains unbreakable in spirit.
Does it look like I'm an old man?
It does look like you're an old man. I discovered that this little boy has some big dreams and a passion for roller coasters.
Because they're fast and sometimes they're crazy.
Joshua, why do you want to be an engineer?
I want to make roller coasters.
You want to make roller coasters? Okay, so that's why you like going to Disneyland and those places so much, huh?
And I like little rides too.
Though Joshua may make it look easy, the sometimes difficult reality of losing limbs can be apparent. The motions and functions that many children take for granted can be a struggle for Joshua and may require extra problem-solving skills and dexterity.
You can step on this one. Just go up higher. Pull. There you go.
But Joshua's little engine that could attitude and happy-go-lucky charm seem to inspire all those who see him.
Well, we have seen a lot of people really feel motivated by seeing him and meeting him. Our prosthetist often would like him to meet some other recent amputees, and so sometimes when we're at his prosthetist office for an appointment, we might go meet somebody, maybe an older adult or a teenager who recently lost a limb, and we'll go in and they just want Joshua to kind of run around and be his happy-go-lucky self, so they can kind of see that, hey, you know, he can get up on a prosthetic, he can walk around, he can run or use a bending leg, and so I think maybe I can do it.
Part of Joshua's success is due to CAF, the Challenged Athletes Foundation, which provides grants to anybody with a physical limitation who wishes to lead an active lifestyle. Joshua has been invited to participate in triathlons held by the foundation.
Found out Joshua could run in this children's race. So he was only 2 years old and he ran in this little kids race. 2 months following heart surgery, and here's my little child with no legs running out in this little, kids run. And it was just the greatest thing. He had so much fun.
CAF even provided Joshua with his own pair of running blades, prosthetics that can normally cost over $4,000 each. Because of the benefits provided by CAF, a group in honor of Joshua, called Team JJ, Joshua's nickname, was born. Natalie Forbesberg, founder of the team, met Joshua at a pediatric camp in Big Bear.
That's when I saw little JJ across the field, and he just immediately stole my heart, and I had to get to know him.
This year, multiple athletes have raced in Joshua's name to fundraise on behalf of CAF, which has distributed more than 1.4 million funds to those in need worldwide. CAF also provides training clinics to athletes of all ages who need practice with various prosthetics.
Yeah, I think what this clinic does a good job of is instilling confidence in these kids, and I think it's neat because they can go back to school and be like, you might have legs, but I have butterflies on my legs, or I have zebra patterns on my legs, and they just grow up with this confidence about them and that they can do anything they want to do.
Of course, like most children, Joshua is the apple of his mother's eye.
Just see his life every day and how much enjoyment he gets out of the little things, and he's excited and, squeals and, is goofy and fun. So we thoroughly just enjoy him and try and treat him as normal as possible. We want him to grow up feeling normal. We want him to be just part of the world and not expecting the world to adapt to him, but he'll adapt to the world.
I'm going to be excited.
To those who have the pleasure of meeting him, Joshua is proof that big things can come in very small packages.